Gallardo, il numero 9, Alvaro, Alvaro, Alvaro.
La Juventus è in vantaggio! Gol! Sciacquatevi la bocca! Leonardo Bonucci, la Juve in gol!
Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the chat. I am super pumped because if I say Vla, you say, and I know that it's written in the chat, you say Hovic. If I say Du, you say Shan. Ciao guys, I'm super excited. Ciao Kristinic. Can I say Kristinic today?
It's not gonna do it for me.
Mamma mia, you slowed down my total energy. I was so pumped up, and then no, you can't say that. Hello, Christine.
Too high, Beppe.
Yeah, maybe.
Hi. Is that better? Hi, Beppe.
Hey, I like that. Maximum of likes for Christine, guys, in the chat, and then we have Marcella. Ciao, Marcella.
Ciao, Giuseppe. Ciao, guys, in the chat. It's gonna be an exciting day.
Yeah,
We're very excited today.
1 hour, 1 hour 30. One date's maybe too long. I heard Marcella, some people have other things to do as well.
It's an exciting day. It's an exciting day waiting for him to sign.
Okay. I was thinking
Giuseppe
the
thinks
live.
he's funny today. That's a
I know.
He started this when we were in the waiting room. He's had like 7 dad jokes.
He's gonna be the really funny guy today.
Let me present Cliff first. Ciao, Cliff.
Ciao guys, ciao Giuseppe, ciao chat. How's everybody doing? I'm really excited to be part of this group, and we're gonna have a fun time. It's gonna be crazy. I know Christine is pumped up with caffeine, and I am as well. So it's gonna be a fun one.
Guys,
Cliff, I almost didn't recognize you with the no beard. What's going on?
Here we go. Yeah, I know. I look like I'm 12. I look like I can order off the kids menu still. I know.
I think Giuseppe and we gotta come clean shaven one time too.
Cliff, did your mom sign your permission slip to join us tonight?
Oh my God, Christine!
Oh,
you
man,
don't follow
she's
him
telling it
and
on.
that.
No, but no worries, because I sent him a paper that he signed that he's allowed to be on live and that I will not have to delete the live later because
We just gotta make sure he gets home before.
Yeah, I need to get home before dinner.
Anyway, Cliff, you are great because you did the best introduction ever. Thank you. Maximum of likes for Cliff in the chat. And then we have Marco. Ciao, Marco.
What's up, Beppe? How you doing?
I'm happy.
Actually,
And
invite me on. I feel like you invite everybody else but me on your channel.
but this time I decided that you had to be on together with us. Because we have to speak about interesting things today. We have to speak about Vlahovic. Vlahovic that is not official yet. So don't be angry and mad at me, Marco, Christine, Marcella, Cliff later if he decide to not sign, because you never know in Mercato. Mercato is crazy. But it's 99.9% that he will join Juventus really soon. We will speak about Vlahovic, how important he is, how important it is also for Juventus in terms of image to have a signing in January, because it's the record signing of January, and I know that because if you follow IFTV, you can see all the beautiful posts and all the things that they are sharing about Serie A. Follow IFTV, guys. So the most expensive signing. Then I want to see how we will continue to play in Serie A together with Dybala and Vlahovic without Chiesa, but also can they work together? Can they play football together? And then I have some tricky questions about Mercato because it's apparently not over. They are linking us with some players from Cagliari. We go from Nandes to, it's Nandes, to De Jong from Barcelona. We are going crazy. And also Mercato out with Kulusevski and so on. So we have a lot of things to say, and then maybe finishing with the Champions League. Can we win the Champions League now? Why am I saying that? Because today there was an interview of one of the former trainers of Vlahovic, and he said, Juventus now, they have the possibility to win the Champions League already now. I want to see that. So this is what we will discuss today. Just a story before saying hello to the chat, guys. Vlahovic, when he was 16 years old, it was his birthday. I don't know if you know that story. 16 years old, birthday, and they had some permission at his football club, so they didn't have to train. They were all at home, and Vlahovic, he took the phone, he called his former coach, and he said, I don't care, I want to train. I want to train today. Birthday, not birthday. I want to go, I want to train. So they had to, because they tried to say, no, just rest today. They had to organize for him a special session with 2 goalkeepers with him, not all the team, so that he could train. The guy is a beast. He's a work machine. And the last time I heard these kind of stories, it was Cristiano Ronaldo. And these kind of things, we love these kind of stories, these kind of grinta machines, these kind of people that love to work hard. Who wants to start with the feeling about Vlahovic to Juve?
I'll add something on to that story as well. It's very funny. So in 2019, we've had this ongoing joke. So my dad was with Fiorentina when they were in the United States, and he was at all of their training sessions. And it's like when Chiesa was popping off and they had Simeone, like all these big guys, Milenkovic, right? And we asked him, we said, who was like really impressive in training? And he's like, there's some kid named like DUSAN Vlahovic. He's like, he's 19. He said, I've never seen anyone train harder than this kid. I was like, well, what? We didn't care. We're like, all right, we don't want to hear about him. Like, tell us about Chiesa. Tell us about somebody else. And he's like, no. He's like, I'm so serious. He's like, I've never seen any kid. He said every shot he took was on target. Everything that he was like doing was just like top class and working hard. And he said like the trainers around him were already talking about how good this kid was. So we had a fun like 2 years of messing with him and saying like how wrong he was because Vlahovic didn't do anything. But now, he's the one laughing at us.
But he was right. Huh? Your father was totally right. At the end, it looks like he will come.
Once in a blue moon. We can't get him too excited.
So what's the feeling? What's the excitement about having Vlahovic in January?
I think the most exciting part about having him in January is everybody who said during the fall and even the early winter that he would never come to Juve, that Fiorentina would never sell another player to us after having robbed them of Chiesa and even, the situation with Bernardeschi. So I think that's the greatest thing. Fiorentina is just our U23 school.
But did we really rob him? Because, wait, 75 million euro, even if it's 68 plus 7 or whatever, is it robbing a player?
No, I mean, the Fiorentina, they like to say that, the deal that we made with them for Chiesa wasn't a great deal for them. It was a great deal for us. But
isn't that what we're essentially trying to do here? It's football and then football business. So you want to get someone that's on the upswing before they hit their peak, which we did with Chiesa, because Chiesa wasn't performing like he was. I think that the real gamble here is that Vlahovic, this isn't a blip, and that he's able to continue consistently performing like this, given that he wasn't always like this, and he'll be at Juve now. So with Chiesa, we had a bit of like a big fish, small pond syndrome at Fiorentina. Will it be the inverse for him at Juve? Because he'll either carry it on his back or he'll crumble under the pressure.
I think he'll carry it on his back. I don't think he's going to crumble under the pressure.
Well, we also have yet to see what Allegri plans on doing.
Ooh,
Never rule out that variable.
Christine,
okay?
I'm
sensing
a lot of. I don't know. I'm not.
I'm being pragmatic.
Energy here.
I'm being pragmatic here because the fact still exists that like he's only been really tested at Fiorentina and Serbia. So let's see if he can do what he's been doing And he hadn't even been doing that until like the past couple of seasons, where all of a sudden you were like, "Oh my God, this guy is amazing."
Well, I have a theory behind that.
Mhm.
If anybody else wants to chime in, but I do have a theory on that.
No, go for it.
So this is kind of a continuation that goes further back to Bernardeschi.
Mhm.
When we got Berna, Chiesa was in the mix, but he hadn't popped off yet. Chiesa didn't pop off until Berna came to us.
Right. But now who's performing and who's not? This is what I'm saying. When you have them all, what happens?
All right, give a theory.
A little bit, Vlahovic, I feel like he needs to be the dude. The same way that Chiesa needs to be the dude. So,
right, but first of all, they're all technically different players. And I think that to Berna's defense, he was put in a lot of different positions that weren't necessarily his. Christine, I feel under attack right
No,
now.
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing because like the number of times in defense of Berna has been uttered like in my presence, and I feel like I'm not a Bernardeschi bully.
No, but let me finish my theory.
Hey guys, sir, you can finish, Marcella and Christine. We have no problem. Marco, Cliff, and myself, we are okay with that. The chat as well. But are we
gonna get them boxing gloves?
Are we seriously putting Bernardeschi and Vlahovic in the same sentence? I'm just asking, huh?
No, wait. You didn't let
okay,
me finish
then
my
continue.
You didn't let me finish my theory. My theory was that at Fiorentina, when all of these players might have been in the same mix with each other, their individuality wasn't able to shine through. And it wasn't after another one left that they were, I guess I'm proving myself wrong. Is that why I bet that is like...
No, I'm laughing.
No, we're laughing at the comment.
For the comment of Colo, who's saying this lineup on tonight's live is better than the one Allegri starting versus Milan. It's true. It's kind of correct. I agree.
I know, but I'm feeling like Juve, and Christine is feeling like Milan right now with all the shots on target. The target being me. and me with none. No, that was my only point. My only point is that I think that now that their individual brilliance has shined through, that we will really see them. And Chiesa and Bernardeschi have further developed at Juve. They're not the same players that they were at Fiorentina. Not that, but now Giuseppe has made me question my whole entire theory. So I don't
think anyone said anything. You're talking yourself out of this.
Yeah. Nobody's saying nothing.
I never seen someone be like, "I have a theory." I do not have a theory.
As you said it out loud, I think it sounded better in your head.
No, but I was super excited about Vlahovic joining Juve. We start live where I believe that the chat was super pumped up as well. We start with Christine, who's saying, "I don't know, I need to see first," and then we see Marcella who's saying, "Wait, because Bernardeschi was also really good at Fiorentina." So I don't know. Should we continue with the live or not? I'm not sure. Cliff, please. Are you happy with Vlahovic?
Christine started this on a very negative note. She's being the negative Nelly today.
I'm not being negative. I'm just being pragmatic.
Just like Allegri. You're just like Allegri. Very pragmatic. Very similar in your styles.
Cliff, that was good.
I try, man. This is my first time, so I got to make an impression. But no, seriously, on the note of Vlahovic, I think Vlahovic is going to be, I think he's going to be just fine. I think he's going to do very well. We're going to get to it later in the show, but Dybala and him are going to be very deadly. The new dynamic duo. Vlahovic is Batman, and Dybala is obviously the boy wonder. He's Robin in this equation. But I think Vlahovic is going to be...
Just 1 second. You see, that's the problem. Who's the best, Batman or Robin?
Batman.
Neither.
Dybala is here since 7 years, and we
Stop
still
it.
call him Robin. There is a problem, and we will discuss about that a bit later.
Stop with the problem.
There's a problem.
Stop with the
You
problem.
came in with
You're so
such
negative.
energy.
It's a problem. It's a problem. How can you say that Dybala is Robin? Normally you would say then it's Superman. No, you are comparing him to Robin. Who's Robin? Nobody knows who's Robin in the manga.
A simple example. You're taking it too serious.
No, because it's
Can I
in the imagination of the people. He's Robin. Who cares about Robin? If there is a movie about the Robin, I don't go. I go to the new Batman, not to Robin. Who cares about him?
Considering I look like
that
Robin
would be
like right
kind
now.
of, that would be kind of accurate for Dybala then right now,
Yeah.
Robin.
I was going to say I look like Robin.
sorry, Cliff. It's true. You look like Robin, but I care about you.
I think the comparison is because Dybala is not a number 9.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Exactly.
Also, he's been
right.
injured. He's been semi-useless.
But that doesn't
at
mean he
times.
can't be a really great Robin. He could be a really, really great Robin.
I don't think he wants to be Robin though.
Ah, I like
No,
that.
It's a mentality thing, not a technicality thing. I don't think that he wants to be second fiddle. I think he wants to be the poster kid for Juve, and I don't think he's that.
There's 11 players on the team at the end
Right.
of the day. Like,
Yeah.
we've seen
Well-
great players play together in the past. They haven't even gotten a chance to even say hello to each other. So it's very big, we're thinking very far ahead
Of
as
course.
to if Dybala wants it or not. He was there with Ronaldo as well. And that's the thing I always think about. I remember there was a stat that Dybala and Ronaldo together, they were like the third best duo in the world at one point when they were actually together, like in terms of goals and assists. So like, who was Batman and who was Robin? We know who it was, but they both seem fine together.
I just said Batman and Robin. I just said it. I didn't mean it like that. I mean, Pepe just took it way out of
Right,
proportion.
but-
If you look at the numbers, some of his best seasons were with a number 9, a true number 9 with Higuain, Dybala. So if you try to match that with Vlahovic, I think it's a perfect combination. So Pepe, I want you to respect my Batman and Robin analogy.
I respect. Continue. I'm sorry.
No, I'm done. I had my piece. I'm done now.
Okay. No, guys, seriously.
At
before
least Cliff stuck to his theory. more than I can say for me.
So Cliff, he joined just to say, I'm super happy about Vlahovic because we will see Batman and Robin. Okay, I like your take. No, guys, Marco, because I know that you are in love of Vlahovic. You are watching Vlahovic every single game because you tweeted once, and I know I watch all your tweets from all of you.
Wow, his
Just
whole
to get
timeline.
back.
No, from all of you, not only Marco, from all of you. I know what you are thinking about the players. And Marco, he said something a few months ago. He said, I watch Fiorentina just because of Vlahovic, because he's giving me the will to watch Vlahovic. Because he's fantastic. That's what's your original tweet. And I said, he's much smarter as I am. So let's watch also Fiorentina for that guy. And he was correct because he's fantastic. So Marco, now that he's that close to join Juve, you're happy, no? At least you.
Very happy.
Ah.
I think I only see positive and upside to this signing. I know in the beginning Marcella said that there was people that didn't believe in it, and I was one of them. I was one that I didn't think that we would be able to sign Vlahovic. I thought in June, because I did have a bet going on that he would come to Juventus.
Allegri had
before
said
Premier
early
League.
in the season, 99% sure that nothing interesting would happen. Team wouldn't change in January.
Yeah, but
think
he
the
has to
expectation-
say that.
True.
He has
Right.
to say that.
He does not have to say that specifically, that he wasn't planning on changing the team. I think he truly believed that when he said it back in the fall.
I think
Either way.
that he has to
Yeah.
say that because if a snag in the road happens and they realize that they can't sign anyone, then Allegri's caught like, well, I just told everybody we were going to sign someone, so now I
Right,
look
but
like
he could have
an
issued
idiot.
a neutral statement. Is what I'm saying.
But did you believe, Christine?
And the guy.
Did you believe the words of Allegri when he said that?
Yeah, at the time, because we also had to worry about finances heavily.
That's the point. The point is, either way, whatever Allegri said, whatever Cherubini said,
Mhm.
I never thought that we were going to be able to sign Vlahovic, let alone in January. So when I tweeted that about Vlahovic, really, there was two reasons why I watched Fiorentina. And when I tweeted that one, it was like a 6:30 a.m. match. The guy creates magic out of nothing. Like, that is what Vlahovic has done. He gives you that, there are certain players that when you watch them play, you see magic that's being created right in front of you. They're these kind of guys that captivate you. And for me, we just signed one of them. We signed a top player. The quote that kept going back to me, and I thought it was going to be a different guy. I remember years ago, Agnelli said when we signed Ronaldo, he said, we need to think about signing the next Ronaldo, but not Ronaldo at the age that he is, when Ronaldo's much younger.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be, my idea was always Mbappe. I thought maybe that was going to be the guy. Honestly,
Really?
I think that, no, but now I don't, obviously. But
Right, but
I
at the
thought
time,
at the time
I
it would have been him.
I was thinking
I think-
like Marco.
I think the guy that we just got right now, the belief in the management is that Vlahovic becomes that type of player. Not Ronaldo level, maybe not Ronaldo level, but of a world-class striker that we haven't had in a long time.
I agree, but and then I will say hello to Paolo, of course, that just joined. But I believe that a lot of people, because they were mocking and they were exaggerating, saying, yeah, no, he's not Ronaldo level. First of all, he's 21, so he's at the start of his career. But it's more a way of saying, the next champion. Then they are not comparing who will be the same level as Ronaldo. But I believe that Agnelli did what he said. First, he started with De Ligt, because for me, De Ligt is the kind of potential Ronaldo of the defenders. But the defender has not the same attraction as a striker. And now, because a lot of people are saying Juventus has no money, we have no money, we have no money, we go and we buy Vlahovic in the winter, anticipating. Now, of course, again, I repeat for the people, until the signature is not on paper, everything can happen. Huh? Paolo!
This would be a terrible live to look back on if Vlahovic does not get signed.
Yeah, but that's why we'll speak about Dybala later. And Kulusevski.
Now Christine laughs. She likes the chaos. Now she laughs. She wants the chaos.
Yep. Always.
Hey guys, we are not talking about the new talent, Juventino talent, Rabiot, right?
No, not yet,
Yeah,
not
We are
yet.
talking about the new
We save the best for last.
Cristiano Ronaldo of the midfield, Bentancur, right?
No, that was last season. You remember?
Yeah.
Now we
How
are
are you
speaking
doing,
about
guys?
Juventus potentially winning the Champions League, because that's what I was reading today online.
Just with Vlahovic, you mean?
Apparently.
All right.
I mean, I think it gives us a boost. It gives us
Yeah,
a
but
boost.
maybe it's not enough.
It's one player. Let's
It's just
calm
one player, yeah.
the
Okay.
hell down.
I want to ask to Paolo, because that was an important take, a really important one. They said with Vlahovic, we will see a Juventus that will play differently, and they will offer the game of the way of playing that we didn't see in the first month. Do you think that this is a quote that is quite of correct, that we will see a totally different Juve with Vlahovic or not?
In my opinion, Vlahovic is going to help a lot, but it's not going to be enough, just because our major problem is still there, the midfielder. Till we get some players, some quality there, that we can really get 100%, not just from Vlahovic, but also Dybala, Cuadrado. So the quality we have on front, till we fix the midfield, is going to be always like kind of difficult, at least in my opinion. But definitely, Vlahovic is going to help us a lot, because from the job he can do up front, in the attack, you don't have a player right now that can do the same work in the same quality of work. So maybe it's kind of, if you can work in percent, maybe it's going to help like 20-15% better for the player. But for considering Champions League winner, I would expect way more. It's like a 50%, some kind of 50-60% increase in quality of the team. And you need at least two more players.
In terms of, and I'm asking to Christine first maybe, in terms of environment, from the team, but also the supporters, we were living in a negative bubble of everything that was bad. Management was bad, the coach is bad, the players are bad, everything is bad. Because if you look at midfield, it's true that we don't have the best midfield ever. But if we speak about Locatelli, and he's great. Weston McKennie, he's great. Then I don't understand. But we are still speaking about a bad midfield. It's true, it's true. But in terms of image and importance of having a player like Vlahovic now, is it giving a boost? Is it giving more pressure, and you believe that we will collapse? In terms of the external words, and especially you, Christine, I know that you also have some sympathy for another team that is playing in Premier League, where he was linked to Arsenal.
I didn't think he was going there anyway. But
I had to go there. How important is it to have Vlahovic in terms of image and in terms of Juve world?
I think in terms of the big picture, right? if all things hold equal and he is who he has seemingly turned into, it will reinvigorate the squad. 1, he's definitely a key player that we need. 2, 3, it will legitimately put the Juve back in the Juventus because we need to start moving younger. We have some key pillars that we need to hang on to in terms of the squad that we need to build around going forward. But we definitely needed a striker like that we can go forward with for the long haul and be able to make avoid some of the errors that we've made more recently in trying to fix, repair, bandage anything possible in the interim when you get stuck out. And I think that in terms of just the supporters, I think they need it. I need it. Just the extra boost of like, hey, a little bit more hope than we had in the beginning of the season. It's been a rough few seasons. I think that we're moving in the right direction. I'm not as hopeless, I guess, in terms of the rest of the squad and the midfield and things like that. I think I do have some questions surrounding Dybala, though, going forward, and whether or not we actually will retain him. Just because in my head, you know, what do you have, like a front three of like Chiesa, Vlahovic, and then Dybala?
Yes.
And if we're going to change something, right, like you start changing things like, is there any room for Dybala actually? Or we play like a 4-2-3-1 and you put Dybala behind Vlahovic? Like, there's things, again, this goes into my prior statement about Allegri, is like, this only goes as far as his vision will let it go and what he thinks they're capable of doing. I am not a first-rate world-class club manager, so what do I know? But I certainly have opinions.
Go, Paolo.
I do believe the Vlahovic beat is something that puts Juventus in a different perspective compared to a couple of weeks ago. Like a team that has not much money is going to, they need to sell players in order to have a chance to build something new. This is an important sign to players around. They are dreaming to play with Juventus and be signed by Juventus in the future. We just showed that Elkan, Agnelli, and Arrivabene and Cherubini, they are working to make something new and not just a new Roma, let's say, you go 4th, 5th, so an average team considered under history, but we want to build something new to win again and win for a long time. So in this perspective, I will not just see Vlahovic just in this half season, this is going to be with us, but in the future seasons. It's not going to be just Vlahovic, it's going to be more, and also good quality players. This is what I do expect. So from this point of view, we should be all happy to what the leadership of Juventus showed us. We just getting Vlahovic in January right now.
But
It's certainly an optimistic step in contrast to, I think, some of the what I'd call errors in the past seasons that we made.
yeah, but is it not that we are maybe exaggerating? Because it's true that we made a lot of mistakes. And Christine, I think that you are speaking about a Rabiot, a Ramsey, some extensions of players that we already had. But if you look at the last people that we were buying, we have still a Chiesa, we have a Locatelli, we have even a De Ligt before. We come from a total different strategy that was Ronaldo, that for X, Y, Z reason and flopped, because it's true in terms of sportive results, because it had benefits. But if you look at sportive result, we flopped because we were always winning. At the end, we are not.
I would argue that it's an across-the-board flop because we didn't even recoup the financial or marketing gains that we anticipated. But that's a whole other longer argument.
But we are already working.
That, probably it's also consider there are some Juventus look like stuck with some players. You are not able to get rid of because I mean I don't want to say anything back to against anyone, but if you consider Ramsey, we spend a lot of money where we are not getting any from him.
Right.
And this is just one example. We have other players that are at average at best, and probably in this situation right now, they are not helping us to do better. So the feeling in Juventus was kind of stuck in situation, could not put a foot forward and do something new and just delete everything, the mistakes we did in the past, and do something new. Now, the fact that we spend real money with a big name like Vlahovic is, this put everything in a different perspective. It's like, we are going to move forward no matter what. Dybala, you want to stay with us, you have to accept some condition. Cuadrado, same. Bernardeschi, let's talk. Rugani, let's see.
Cuadrado for me is a
We
non-negotiable.
are pushing
need him.
forward.
I agree with that. Just a question, and before going, and thank you to all the people who are giving the donation. You know, I pin them up, of course. People that are becoming members of the channel. Thank you for all your support. I have a fun question before going into the direction to how can we play with all the players together, because I know that we have a big argument of why are we not playing with Arthur and Locatelli? Is that working? Yes or no? We will go through that. But first a question, maybe starting with Marcella and doing the tour, because I want all of your opinion, and also in the chat, taking actually Juventini, his comment. Who's actually Vlahovic reminding you from a player of the past? He's saying Bobovieri. Marcel, or maybe you want a bit more time and you want who's the player that you are linking him with, the player that we all know?
Well, I think we talked about this even yesterday, Marco. He kind of gives me like Inzaghi vibes.
I have a name that I'm thinking of. I have somebody different. For me, he reminds me of a young Zlatan. Like physically, he's just like a specimen. And, you know, you don't find these kind of huge players, I think he's like 6'3" or 6'4", that are so good technically and acrobatic. So for those reasons, and his headers are brilliant. You know, he's able to hit you in so many different ways. So he's not like a poacher, right? You see him so many times inside the midfield, you know, turning his defender and running at him with pace. And I think his hold-up play is probably the best part about Vlahovic. The guy puts his body out, he spreads himself, and you can't steal the ball from him. That is one of the biggest things that Juventus is missing right now. Morata, I'm not going to talk bad about Morata. He does a lot of good stuff. But one thing Morata does not do well is hold the ball up and allow the rest of our players to move forward.
No, he's very good at there's no way he's getting in there or getting that shot off shots. Not the sitters, not wonderful at staying onside, but otherwise effective. But no, I hadn't thought about Vlahovic in terms of Ibra, and I can see it.
I'm really mad that Pepe didn't let me go first, because I was literally going to say that, and I'm like, of course Marco was going to be the one who would steal my idea, and I think
we could all agree. I didn't invent it.
Something you didn't mention, which I think should be mentioned, is Vlahovic. He's not as good as Ibra was in his prime, but very technical in terms of free kicks too. He could take free kicks, so that's another dimension to his game that you add to the equation. And obviously having Dybala and Vlahovic, now you have not just one free kick taker, you have multiple free kick takers. And obviously we know with Ronaldo, he was not a free kick taker. We kept having him take free kicks when he wasn't that type of guy. So I think Zlatan's a perfect analogy.
He doesn't remind me of a young Cristiano. I don't know if anyone else agrees with that, but
I don't think he's a young Cristiano at all.
No,
I remember Cristiano. No, not you. I was just reading. Okay. I was reading the comments. I saw Cristiano. I'm trying to understand it, because for me, maybe I'm wrong. Whenever I used to watch Ronaldo, I never liked him at Man United, because he would just do his little flicks and his scissors, and it was mostly out to the wide. And then I think when he got to Real Madrid, he went to the center. Maybe
But even not a young Ibra, because Ibra, when he was playing at Malmö and then at Ajax, he was not even scoring that much goals. He started scoring goals from the moment he was at Juve, and Capello took him here and he said, now you will sit in a closed room alone with a videotape of goals of Van Basten. And he said, now you watch, because you need to score more, because he didn't even care about scoring in the beginning, while Vlahovic is really immediately a goal machine. That's the difference between both.
That's the reason why I said Inzaghi, is because Inzaghi was a goal machine.
In terms of goals, I agree. Huh?
In terms that was the only point that I was making, is that he's a goal machine. It's incredible.
I disagree about Ibra comparison, if I can say. I mean, for me, Ibra he has more technique, is more a number 10 like for technique compared to Vlahovic. Vlahovic is more a number 9. So I kind of understand the comparison with Bobo Vieri, even if Bobo Vieri was definitely heavier, slower than what can be Vlahovic. Maybe Boxic is someone that reminds me more. I don't know if you remember him in terms of as a number 9. I hope we can score way more than Boxic, I have to say, than Vlahovic, with Vlahovic. Yeah.
Hey, if you want mine, I will not.
I mean,
answer.
I'm old, so probably.
Of course, we want yours.
No. But I think it's difficult because he's really already complete. He's really complete. What he needs a bit more, and that's what is a bit leading us to the next question. It's another left foot striker in our team, and we are missing our only, except of Cuadrado, right-footed really player in front, because Dybala is left, Kulusevski is left, Bernardeschi is left, and it's another left foot player. He's also scoring with the right foot, but I went to Colo 99's channel, I watched all the goals, highlight goals, skills. We love to do these kind of things, and he's scoring a lot with the left. So will that create a problem in terms of partnership? And now we go to the question, how do we play in our team to have not only Dybala and Vlahovic working, but the team working? Who wants to go with a formation and with his best 11?
Can I go first?
Wait. Yeah, you can go first, but first I want to say, never speak bad about Commisso. I like Commisso. I really like. Because there are two best American Juventini on earth, and it's Commisso and McKennie. So don't mess with Commisso.
And don't forget Commisso's Calabrese. So I mean.
And don't forget, he loves Gattuso as well. No, not that much Gattuso. Just for 1 week.
I mean, I love it.
Good joke, Pepe. That was 2 solid jokes. I was gonna remind you of that. If you didn't say it, I was gonna tell you. You should probably go with that one.
I know.
Go, Cliff.
So I know Beppe likes a 3-5-2. For me, I think this team is best suited for a 4-2-3-1. And I think that's what a lot of people have wanted from the beginning of the season. For me, it lines up with Tech in goal, Pellegrini as a left back, Bonucci and De Ligt as of right now, and probably Danilo at the right back. And then obviously Chiesa, when he comes back, that's going to change everything. But right now in the midfield, it's between Artur and McKennie, and then obviously Locatelli is in there. With Artur, you get very good hold-up play, good possession, good at recycling the play. But McKennie brings the tenacity, the grinta. He's great at making forward runs. He's so great when he's off ball, making great runs into the box. But I think Artur might unlock Loca a little bit better to let him go up the pitch and create more, which is what we need. We need more creative plays from the midfield. Dybala can't be a right back and come into the center mid to play the creative-minded player. And then up top, I think, as of right now, Bernardeschi, Dybala, Cuadrado, and then up top, obviously the man, the myth, the legend, Vlahovic. But that's my starting 11. I know Beppe is going to kill me. I know he has much different ideas, but that's my thought on this one.
No, but that's why it's a beautiful word, and that's why you are not a coach, and I was coach in the past, Cliff. No.
You're 8-year-olds over there, Beppe.
It's true.
Belgium.
I could be on his team. I look like an 8-year-old. I could be on his team.
Hey, by the way, my answer for the people, I said Luca Toni plus. Luca Toni at Fiorentina was a beast. Was really good. And he looked a bit like Vlahovic. Big, tall, physique. He knew how to score.
Hey! Don't disrespect Luca Toni like that.
I'm speaking well about him.
Look-wise? Are you saying
Luca Toni is an extraordinary, good-looking guy.
I knew you were going there.
No, he's beautiful.
I didn't know where she was going with that, to be fair. I was
Vlahovic
like, what?
is a good-looking guy.
Vlahovic as
I
well.
love Luca Toni. We know Christine loves Giroud.
Luca Toni's something else.
Yeah, no, I'm more Giroud than.
Yeah, but
we know Christine.
It's because he's 21, guys. He's 21. He's young. It's a kid. It's normal that he needs a bit to become a man, but he has everything to be a beautiful man. I believe. No. No, am I wrong?
I'm in the same boat as him, so I'm still trying to become a man.
Some chaos in there, Beppe. What are you gonna do?
Vlahovic is beautiful. So 4-2-3-1 for Cliff. Who has another take than Cliff to take the best out of the team?
Well, can I build on Cliff's 4-2-3-1?
Yeah, of course. But it's only 11 players. You can't put more.
Why not? We have 5 substitutions.
Okay, then it's good. That is good.
Oh my god.
It's dad jokes. I'm sorry. I saw Marco. He was hiding behind. He was doing like that.
I'm so used to them. The thing is, I love them. I love saying the dad jokes. But now that I hear them on the receiving end, I realize how bad they are.
They are bad. And Christine, she's ashamed of me.
You kind of threw me for a loop, Beppe. You made me think that I said the lineup wrong, and I was like, I didn't say it wrong.
Nobody is understanding them. That's what makes them fun.
So, I think we keep Cuadrado at right back because for one, I want to see Keane move out to the right to see how he does.
All right, let's
because
see the whole formation.
No, but
That's it?
No, that was the only change that I would make. I think that Cliff was completely spot on. The only thing, those were the 2 switches that I would make, is that I want to keep Cuadrado at right back, and then I think that we need to move Keane out to the right, because this year I was really ready to give Keane a new shot. I had wiped the slate clean for him. And I think that the way he operates when he's a striker right now isn't working because he needs the ball given to him on a silver platter, the same way Morata does. And I think that if we move him out to the right, a little bit more like he played at PSG, I think that he would become the player that we're all looking to see from him.
Marcella, the one thing I want to say on that is, for me, Cuadrado is too much of a creative playmaker. He's just not it defensively. He can't really hold up defensively. He has trouble tracking back. He loses the ball, and then he doesn't track back enough. So for me, that's why.
I think he's better at right back
than Danilo.
No, not than Danilo. But I think that I think that even when he plays right back, he gets up far just as much. I don't think he necessarily needs to be up top to be playing.
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree. That's fine.
You know when he was really good at right back when we were playing with Pirlo, because Pirlo was playing with, from the moment Cuadrado went up, that defense became a 3-man defense. And where we saw the best of Cuadrado was really when he had the possibility to go up. A bit less when he really had to hold on back, because then if he's not supported by a player next to him, he starts to be a bit shaky sometimes, Cuadrado. And we know that this year, especially with Allegri, we saw it in a lot of games. He wants that the left back goes up, like he did with De Sciglio, with Pellegrini, and not that much with Cuadrado. I believe that can be difficult. Not saying it's wrong or right, Marcella, but I think that in the idea of Allegri, the one on the right, he has to stay a bit back.
I think Sandro needs to focus on staying back a little bit more.
I think Sandro needs to focus on getting off the squad.
He needs to leave. He needs to leave. That's what
he needs to leave.
Paulo's been waiting. Paulo, let's hear it.
Well, Cuadrado, it's kind of tricky in my opinion. Both in defense as a terzino or in attack as a ala in the right. He has a strength in both options. Keep in mind that when we start from behind, we need players with quality. And this is why Pirlo needs Cuadrado in that position, helping with Bonucci to start from behind, go around the pressure, and start everything from the back till to reach the opposite goal. I do believe we were talking about 4-2-3-1. I'm just concerned that in Allegri's mind it's going to be more a 4-4-2. With the,
everything to Allegri in defense is 4-4-2 though.
Exactly. So it's kind
you
of
you can't get around that.
Yeah, you have Dybala able to work in between midfield and attack, so it's kind of the bridge in between. But the problem with that, of course, and you will have Vlahovic of the number 9 be so alone. This is what we saw all the season, basically. So definitely with the play we have, we cannot right now go with the three midfielders just because in the left we are so weak right now. So we have just players that play well in the right side of the pitch. So it's going to be a 4-2-3-1, which is kind of 4-4-2 like, I believe. But it's going to depend. It's going to be Rabiot or Bernardeschi in the left, Quadrado or McKennie in the right. I mean, things like that can be completely different team, depending on who's going to play.
I believe
Do
we
not
will
put
go.
Rabiot at left mid. Do not do that to me. I can't take that.
But I mean, we are talking about what Allegri put in the
exactly
pitch
what
this
we're talking about,
season,
like,
right?
Yeah.
I would
for
go
me,
personally,
Rabiot
guys.
is perfect watching the game from home in the nice couch, with his mom and enjoying the game. That's the best position for him.
I agree. I agree more with Anthony. Christine, did you read the formation of Anthony, the 3-5-2 with Szczesny in the goal, De Ligt, Danilo, Bonucci, but you can change, of course, with Chiellini or even the goal to Rugani, and then playing with McKennie on the right, but in a three-man midfielder, McKennie, Arthur in the middle, then Locatelli a bit more as a box-to-box on the left, Quadrado on the right wing, and then Dybala, Vlahovic. What's your take on that one? Can that work?
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, I like DeScilio. I love McKennie. Locatelli, love him. Quadrado, adore. Arthur works okay as long as there's Locatelli.
It's true.
I'm not the biggest Arthur fan. I'm going to be transparent about that.
But the problem is, who would you change him with? Or you go with
that's the problem. That's the problem, right? Like, who do you change him with? So I feel like if you're tied to something, I'm okay with what our friend Mr. Quintero has proposed, because who else do you? I mean, what do you want me to do otherwise?
Unless we get Nandes, that's the only other option.
Who?
Nandes.
Hey, I don't know about that guy. I saw a few games of him. Marco was speaking well about him. I don't know him really well. I'm scared it's the new Thomas Rincon.
Right-footed.
At least.
If you want to pick up another right foot.
No, but
he's
like
this
kind of player in January, they scare me. They come, it's the new Thomas Rincon, and then they play a few games, and then...
No.
But still in the right. Still in the right side of the pitch. That's a problem.
Everything's a problem. We got guys with left-footed, they're a problem. The guys on the right side, they're a problem.
But our left-footed players, they love to go on the left because apparently Dybala he can only shot in one way. That starts to annoy me.
Okay, but
I can tell you're annoyed.
There's the fact that, I mean, say what you will about Morata, but Morata and Dybala are responsible for like 40% of the shots up to this point. So we can say whatever we want about them, but they're carrying a large amount of the weight presently. So shifting that over to Vlahovic, right?
Right, but go ahead, finish up. Then I'll.
We'll be more effective with DUSAN and Morata up top. Yeah.
Morata
would you sacrifice Dybala for Morata and DUSAN on top, Christine?
Would I sacrifice? Yeah, I don't see a problem in doing that. Hypothetically speaking, yeah. Because first of all, okay, let's say in my wonky weird world, we get rid of Dybala.
Now in January already.
Wonky world.
Mm-hmm.
Very wonky world.
I said it's
a world I don't want to be a part of.
Listen, I mean, but realistically, there has to be some strategy behind the fact that he hasn't yet signed his new contract. Something's happening. I refuse to believe that that's anything other than that. Is they're dragging their feet to see what happens here. Which, if anything, business transactions have passed. Maybe they've actually gotten a little bit wiser to make sure that they have a sort of a safeguard just in case something happens to, knock on wood, fall through with Vlahovic. But I think that frees up some liquidity. We obviously do need to pick up another midfielder, whether that's Nandes or otherwise. There's the question of what's going on with Kulusevski. I know Sevilla have their eye on him among the usual suspects in the Prem. I think it could be interesting. And I trust Morata because he is a workhorse and he does get things done. Barella 2.0. What's the no, Paolo?
It's not a Barella 2.0.
Oh, okay.
Nandez.
I thought you were knowing at me.
No,
What did I say? I breathed.
You know, you are always right, Christine. So I'm not going to say have or no.
I wasn't right. I actually said that there was no way we were getting Vlahovic in January. I said maybe this summer.
But you were kidding. We know, right? So
super joking.
Yeah.
The only reason why I'm not 100% sure if I would sacrifice Morata for Dybala at this point, although Christine, I will give that she makes very, very good points. But I don't think his heart is at Juve anymore. I think now that Xavi has come calling, that he's ready to take the next flight over to Barcelona.
He's not far away. He's already in Madrid now at the moment.
I think a little bit of it, I think, this is me guessing just based on what I've read and heard, is obviously he doesn't have a tiny price tag attached to him. Juve had already stated they had no intention of buying him out. So I think he kind of resigned himself to whatever the logical next step in his fate would be. Now, with that being said, if Barca are not just making noise and it's legitimate, they have to offload somebody. So who's going? Dembele? Like, something's got to happen.
They said they have to,
but they're also broke boys. So I'm just saying, like, the reality of it is it's bigger than just what Juve have going on. I think that they're sitting on the Dybala deal until they figure out for sure that there's ink to paper for Vlahovic, and then figure out from there who makes the most sense to retain and who's going to bring them in the most money. I think that if somebody reaches out for Dybala, whether it be Spurs, Arsenal, I don't think Arsenal were in it for him, but Spurs,
Arsenal are for everybody.
I mean, yeah, they're down bad.
Like, they just can't get anybody.
Like Newcastle, they try everything.
I'm gonna phone them and be like, "Do you want Marco Messina?"
And they will say yes.
All you have to do is just like hype them up on social media, and honestly, they don't even fact check to find out if it's like a real player or not.
Yeah, but the problem is you are linked to Arsenal, but then you will finish at Juve.
Yeah, bravo. Maybe that's a strategy.
That's a strategy.
I put my leg on the line that Vlahovic would never go to Arsenal. So I was very confident that that was not going to happen.
I mean, I could have done that, Marco. It's not really that much of a stretch. Sorry, Christine. I'm sorry.
If you speak to Arsenal fans, though, you would hear the opposite.
Oh, yeah, they were convinced. Huh? Today I saw a video of an Arsenal YouTuber. The Arsenal YouTuber was doing a DUSAN Daily Show, and it was DUSAN Daily Show 25. So it was the 25th day in a row that he was speaking about Dusan Vlahovic. Even me, I was not speaking that much about Dusan Vlahovic.
There were a couple of Arsenal channels that I had turned down to talk about Vlahovic, just because it was just oversaturated. I mean, I love Arsenal, but one, he was not going there. There was no world in which that was real in my mind. And I don't know, it just wasn't worthwhile. I was like, this is going to happen. Same thing with Arthur, going back and forth about like, well, what do you think? And I'm like, yeah, Arthur's not going to fit in that double pivot that Arteta likes to play. So I don't know why you'd even be looking at him unless you want to play him up top on the left, which, again, really expensive. So
just to put maybe for the people that do not know or the last updates what they are, because we have a last breaking update about Dybala that just came in before starting the live, and I want to answer also the question of Mohamed Youssef and all the people for the chats, the donations, whatever, becoming members like Ron Rusitano. Thank you guys, really appreciate it. And Mohamed is asking, with the strategy of Juve, with the purchase of 75 million immediately now instead of in the summer, what is our objectives? Or shall top 4 and UCL income cover the cost? Well, the strategy of Juve has always been to go for Vlahovic without having the security of buying Vlahovic, of course, because you are not sure, but you try. With the position that we are now...
I thought it was over 5 years, not lump sum up front.
The buy of Vlahovic?
Yeah.
No, Vlahovic, they wanted to go for him. Then that doesn't mean that they would succeed to buy him, but they wanted to go for because we are missing a 9. Then that's why.
No, I think Christine's question was different.
Right.
Oh, you mean in terms of buying? No. Comiso, he wants now immediately the money, yeah?
Oh,
I mean, that's
really?
atypical too for that amount of money, but I thought it was over 5 years.
Well, I think
Paolo's
that's
counting the
because of
money.
the Chiesa deal. I think that's why he wants the lump sum now, is because he's mad over
Yeah, but remember the deal that they
Chiesa
made with
deal.
Chiesa was different because Chiesa came on loan.
Chiesa had a two
With a
years
trigger
loan.
clause, same thing as McKennie, and they moved on him.
No, but for Vlahovic, he really wanted money. But they said it also, Prade on television. They said clearly, for whoever comes, whatever club, we are ready to negotiate, but for cash money. No players involved, whatever, we want cash now. Go,
Well,
Paolo.
swap
And
deals
then
in
I will
January
finish to
are
do the roundup
atypical to
because
begin with.
there is an important news about Dybala as well. Go, Paolo.
Yeah, but maybe to answer the question about what he's talking about, Mohamed, is Juve probably will go anyway with Vlahovic maybe this summer, and this is going to save some money. The problem is right now you are fifth, you are kind of in a gray region, so, and you can ask yourself, okay, can I anticipate invest now money and trying to increase the percentage chances to get in top 4 rather than gamble, risk, don't spend the money, and maybe at the end we were too weak because we were missing a number 9. That's the point.
You
This
miss
is
a
why
number
you
9.
want to put some money there.
You miss a number 9. You maybe miss also the Champions League, and maybe you
Exactly.
also miss Vlahovic next year because you are not in Champions League. You know, and because other teams are much stronger. So the update just right now is that we have some difficulties to sell some midfielders because the midfielder Ramsey is saying no to all the teams, apparently. Rumors, so we are blocked there. Arsenal just want a loan of 6 months. Juventus said, no, you take him at least for 18. Kulusevski, there is an opening because they always said we don't want to loan out Kulusevski. Now, for the first time, there is a slight opening with Kulusevski because they said if there is a loan, go for it. Apparently, you know, Allegri, it's over with Kulusevski. He doesn't really believe in the kid, or he doesn't see to find his position. And that's why probably we will not even have some midfielders. For Bentancur, it will be hard, but Bentancur said, let's listen to Aston Villa. That's the only midfielder that is saying, let's listen to him. And the breaking news about Dybala is that from today, Antun, his agent, is also able to negotiate and to sign papers in Italy, what he was not able to do, and that's why the contract was not done. So one of the questions about him is if really now, today, he is able to have the signature done, because he's officially also...
All done. Now they can sign. Next, we have to find a pen, a paper,
a meeting room available, a lunch.
This is getting so slow, man, so slow.
Yeah, but
That's
if
unbelievable.
everything was ready, and that's why I joined Christine, if everything was ready and it was just because of Antun not having the right, it should be done this night.
Yeah.
Marco, it's a long time that we didn't hear you, Marco, speaking about...
I'm still I'm getting my my 11 ready. I wanted to hear what everyone else said, but also we know that Dybala is waiting until February, so it's not that they're gonna sign it tonight. As much as Giuseppe, I know that you wish you would get that. I think that the 11, I've gone through a couple of different ideas. Obviously, with Chiesa, things change from last year.
Yeah, that's another question. That's another question, Marco.
What is?
No Chiesa. Don't start with Chiesa.
I know,
He's not there. He's not there.
So yeah, because my formation would be completely different with him. And I think, you know, after thinking about it now and thinking about who we actually have, I don't think the idea of a 3-5-2 is as bad as I initially had thought. I see the 3-5-2 that a couple of the people in the chat had mentioned, and honestly, it doesn't look bad. For me, I understand that that 4-2-3-1 is a nice formation. I do like the formation 4-2-3-1, but McKennie can't play in a 4-2-3-1 in my opinion. When you play him as a 2, I think that he's not that type of player that needs to sit in front of the defense. McKennie is good because he breaks the line, and I'm not seeing McKennie play on the left side one more time. I can't. So a 3-man midfield is the key. Artur, Locatelli, McKennie. Those 3 together. On either side, you got Cuadrado, Alexandro, De Chilio is fine. The 3 in the back. Then you've got Chiellini, De Ligt, Bonucci, Danilo. Chiellini, anytime there's a final or a must-win match, you save him for those because there's no defender better in the world on a one-off than Giorgio Chiellini. And then up top, you get the best duo, and I'm going to say it now, will become the best duo, Dybala and Vlahovic. Completely different players. They can 100% play together. They're going to complement each other extremely well. Vlahovic, natural goal scorer. Dybala, extremely talented on the ball. And he finally has a guy that's going to service him. I think it allows players to go up. It allows them to come down. I don't think the 4-2-3-1 works for the team currently. I like the idea, but I think for the current players that we have right now, I don't know. I don't see it.
So
All I can say is when Marco was saying that, I was getting very emotional. Hearing him say Dybala and Vlahovic together makes me very happy to hear him praise that potential duo.
The left wing, the idea of left wing Morata is not bad either. And I know Marcella, you brought up Keane or something. You know, I think that's something to see too. It would be interesting to see Morata on the left side because we're gonna keep him.
Well,
Pepe, you're the only.
Will
Pepe,
be
you're the only
kind
one
of
who didn't say anything.
Mandzukic in the left, Higuain number 9, and Dybala like number 10 going around and supporting.
Did you
And-
just
and if you
compare
get
Mandzukic to Morata?
Yeah.
no, but
I get it. I get the idea.
how many times did we spoke about it? Because of course Mandzukic and Morata are absolutely not the same type of players. But if you see the sacrifices that Dybala, that Morata did this year, but also last year for Pirlo, chasing the man, going on pressure. He's not even able to score. So I believe that can be one of the position he can do.
Pepe, what's your formation? I think you're the only one who didn't give.
But no, I was exaggerating when I said that the 4-2-3-1 was not the great formation because I agree it's a really great one. My problem with the 4-2-3-1 is that you will again block a Locatelli and you can't use a McKennie because McKennie is not the type of player of 4-2-3-1. He's there for a 4-3-3. But if you play in a 4-3-3, you have problems with Dybala because Dybala, he can't just be where he has to be. So that's why I came up with that 3-5-2 formation where you have really an Arthur that can play with Locatelli because otherwise it's a problem. Arthur, as Christine was mentioning
You would
earlier.
play with Alexandro in the left?
And now you have to go with or De Sciglio or Pellegrini. Alexandro, you have to go for it if you are playing a big team and you have to stay with 5 men behind. Then you play in Alexandro because he's there, so you have to use him. But otherwise, you can use also the fresh and the legs of Pellegrini going up and down because that's a player he loves to go there. But even De Sciglio on the left is performing better than on the right. And then you have a Cuadrado that you can use, like Marcella was saying, kind of right back with the possibility to go up. And for me, it's the only way where the midfield with McKennie with penetration box to box, if he goes up, Locatelli and Arthur stay in the back. If Locatelli goes up, Arthur stay with McKennie. And for one time, you see a Dybala that can always stay at the top. And one of the best seasons of Dybala was a 3-5-2 with Allegri. If that was the first season that he played with Allegri and Mandzukic, with Mandzukic partnership. I believe, like Marco, that until the rest of the season, because I saw people are saying, Beppe, I think that you don't like Dybala. No, I'm sure that Dybala can be one of the best men if we give him the possibility to play with Vlahovic on top in that 3-5-2. If we don't do it, because Allegri already spoke about De Ligt not being able to play in a 3-man defense, if we don't do it, we go for a 4-2-3-1 that will work anyway. But then you will have to sacrifice McKennie and you will not see the best of Locatelli. And then I join Marco, and that's my last point. My last point is if you insert Chiesa in all that beautiful story in the 3-5-2, it will not work. We will have to go in a 4-3-3 next year because we have the men for a 4-3-3. And then my question is,
No Dybala.
what about Dybala? Like Christine.
Dybala will be fine in a 4-3-3.
Never.
Give him a free roll. Yes, Chiesa on the left, Vlahovic in the middle, and Dybala on the right. They're talented players that understand where the movement is. I would give Dybala a free roll in there. Next year, when that happens, increase the midfield a little bit. I think that he'll be fine.
But not with Allegri.
Now,
Not with Allegri.
You know, I love you, Marco, but I don't agree.
I get it. I get it. I know it's different.
It hurts me
but
to say that so much.
I would just give Dybala a free role in the 4-3-3 that he can move around, build into the game, see the space, be creative, have that opportunity. I think. I mean, you got Vlahovic, Chiesa, and Dybala up top. I mean, that's what you dream of.
Oh,
This is what was in my head for years. I don't know. That's beautiful. Come on.
Yeah. Pepe, I have a quick question though for everybody. Who's the regista for you at 3-5-2? Is it Locatelli or is it Artur in this team?
But I think you have to step away from
Bonucci.
the Bonucci. No, but you have to step away from the idea of Pirlo or even Pjanic kind of. I think that if you play with the three men, you alternate because Locatelli is super great in changing field with long balls, left foot, right foot. He can go wherever he wants. And Arthur can play horizontally, really short, but can also, do these penetration balls. So I don't believe it will be like one regista anymore.
But we don't, unless we get De Jong from Barcelona. Probably this will change everything.
That's the topic I wanted to speak about. De Jong, Marcella, do you believe because he's not happy with Xavi, he's not happy at Barcelona. For the chat also, don't dream, because I saw some people in the chat that were saying, hey, change De Jong with Morata. Morata is not even ours, so that's not possible. But we can't do that,
If we say no, he's not going to move. We have part of the deal. I mean, we can decide to do. I mean, we have something to say. Not that strong, but we can say, hold on a second. We can do that.
Well, we'd have to get them to extend it because it's up in June. We're talking about Morata? I mean, his loan's up in June. Yeah. Like, the clauses, I mean, as the contract's written, we'd have to buy him or figure out. I don't know why they would concede on that from a business perspective. As somebody that's argued contracts before, I would literally tell you like GFY, pay up or get out. And then he's free.
But we already paid this year, right? To Barcelona.
Yeah.
So we may need some kind of cash back from Barca.
From Atletico Madrid, you mean?
Atletico.
Atletico. I mean, Atletico is the owner, but Barca, I guess, is going to pay what we
the problem with Atletico
is different. I mean, something like that. Some kind of tricky deal must be done.
But they don't want to give it to Barcelona. Why? Because they have like 1 point different in the league. And they don't want to reinforce a potential one that can go into Champions League instead of them. That's why they are blocking it.
If they didn't want Morata because they thought that Barcelona thought that he was going to increase their value so much more, then why wouldn't they just keep Morata? If they're so willing to offload him. And
because honestly, at the time they made more off of him than they thought they were getting value on the field. That has potentially changed. But they still aren't going to bring him back and say, hey, eat it.
All I can say, De Jong changes this team. We have De Jong, De Ligt might consider to stay, and we might be able to keep him. And then you have
I'm not so sure about that.
A man could dream.
I love it.
Right?
I love it. Can we get the boxing gloves out again? Can you just put Marcella and Cliff and can we argue?
Wait.
Too much so far.
If it's Marcella and Cliff, then I will do it like that.
Let's go, Marcella.
Oh my God.
No, but for me, I think if you put De Jong in this team, which obviously from a financial perspective, I don't know how feasible it is, but if we could get him, I think that really would be a draw for De Ligt to stay, to have one of his national teammates. And then you look at this team, this is a lot more complete team. And then this is a team you can seriously say, okay, Juve are now seriously maybe in the hunt for UCL. If they have De Ligt, De Jong, Vlahovic, Dybala, all these players that they bring in, I mean, this would be a completely different Juventus.
By the way,
so now I'm going to propose a crazy question.
Go.
Okay.
If we're going to, go all out and say that we can get De Jong, then who do you take? You take him or you take Pogba?
To who do you ask that question?
To everyone.
None of them.
Wait.
None of them.
Because to me,
I will reveal you a secret, guys. For the first time, I never said it, not even to my wife.
And you're going to say that
Is
to
it,
us?
is
You have
it
a-
that
you have
the
a secret
project
love.
starts?
I have a
with the liquid?
secret for the
You have a
chat.
secret love.
No,
It's not a secret.
no, it's not my love anymore. Guys, for the first time on this channel, I will reveal something. It's hard, huh? It's really hard to say for me, but for the first time, I will say that I don't want Paul Labil Pogba anymore at Juventus.
I agree.
Oh.
I feel like we're at like an Addiction Anonymous. Like,
Makes me
crowd.
sad.
We're happy that you've overcome this.
My name is
Hold on.
Giuseppe, and for the first time,
We turned the page. We turned the page, Beppe. We turned
What
the
happened?
page.
Wait, what was it? What was
Yeah,
what
what?
was the thing?
it's hard for me to speak about it yet.
What gave you the ick finally?
It's not.
Guy, you know what? There are multiple factors. First of all, I don't remember what was his last haircut because I don't see him since long time on the field, and that can be one of the problems. Secondly, because I don't believe that Paul Pogba will go from 20 million salary to 7. Okay, and if there is a big gap, you can't also go with a strategy of we lower everything in terms of maximum roof salary of 7, 8. Maximum 10, and then have a player that is not playing anymore. We don't know his physical condition and so on. That goes with a 15, because then you are creating again frustration to some players, being unbalanced. So probably let's go for a cheaper player, if Sergej Milinkovic-Savic or so on. But I wanted the take, and then I will also read a lot
Not
of.
bad taste.
I want. What? No, it's not a good.
I said
It's,
your taste is not that bad.
It's not
And you
that
go
bad,
from Pogba to Milinkovic-Savic.
let's go Serbia.
mean,
I love
that's what
Serbia.
I do.
Wait. So
It's not
can-
bad.
wait.
There
so,
is
so
life
now,
after Pogba.
There is
okay?
life after Pogba.
Life does end with Pogba. Okay,
Tell us,
there
Marcella.
is something
So-
else.
my point with this was that I almost don't want either of them because, and you know, De Jong included, I am really, really sick of players who they perform so well in other leagues. We bring them to Serie A, and then they do absolutely nothing.
So we can't sign anybody outside of Serie A.
So right now,
Marco, hire her on IFTV. She's ready for your IFTV.
to keep the
It's good for the league.
That was his best joke of the night. We're like 55 minutes in. He got it. He got it.
He finally got one off.
He got it. That's fine. That was good. That was good.
But the major point is, in my
wait,
opinion.
you didn't let me finish though. Come on, Paolo.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't think Giuseppe can
But
continue.
the major point is that
Go,
the
Marcella.
league takes already 10 millions, right?
The league is
And,
8
Ryan
plus
already
4.
is
But
asking for-
no, the league is
And
8
Ryan-
plus 4. 8 plus 4. But he wants more. And then I have the big question at the end. But go, Paolo.
So Ryan is already saying, hey, why don't we sit down and talk about new deal, right? So this is why I don't think already Matthijs de Ligt is on the top in our salary cap, let's say. So it's not gonna happen. So yeah.
Guys,
And
I have to go in like a couple minutes, in 5 minutes. But Pepe, I need to know. I want to hear what's his big question. I need to hear your opinion on this because I've been waiting all day.
Okay. First of all, wait,
Can I
because
find out?
Marco, but also Ricardo, they have total different opinion, and I have to admit that, guys, it's football. It's nice to have different opinions. Some people, they love Dybala and they see the big talent. Some people, they say no because injuries, because this, because that. So there is no right, there is no wrong.
There is going to be a right and wrong with this. I agree with you. There's no right and wrong, but for this one, there is a right and wrong.
Marco knows.
Do you want my question, Marco? Okay.
No.
Okay. First, I ask you my question, my big question, and the other guys, they can already think because I will ask them as well. Okay, Marco. End of the season, you can keep one, De Ligt or Dybala. Because that's what I think will happen.
Why do you think that's going to happen?
I don't know.
I'll answer your question, but tell me why.
I
This
don't.
is just a hypothetical.
Yeah, because at a certain moment, I'm not saying that Juventus is broke, but at a certain moment you will need to save some costs. So, who do you keep?
All right, so I'm not delusional. Like, I love Dybala, and I would keep Dybala. And I don't personally. I mean, I don't know anything about finances. That's why I haven't chimed in with that, because I don't know what Juve's financial situation actually is. I don't think it would come down to this, but I would keep De Ligt over Dybala if push came to shove. That's the reality.
Wait, but Beppe,
Dybala's gonna stay, and Dybala's gonna renew, and we're gonna keep both.
You know why my take, Marco?
I don't think it's going to happen, guys. I think
And
we're
Rugani
going to be really
captain.
upset. I think
Rugani in place of the league. Go Rugani.
Wait,
Beppe,
Beppe, what
a
would,
couple.
are you
Wait,
the same?
Hold on.
What do you want, Marco?
You're the same. You're the same, right? You keep De Ligt?
Oh yeah,
Sure you're
of course.
Oh yeah, I didn't know you were gonna say that. I was.
No, I keep the but it makes sense because you have the how do you say, the skeleton is ready.
Yeah.
De Ligt, Locatelli, Vlahovic, Chiesa. Pff, what a team, guys. Cherubini.
Time out. Because
Hold on.
Marco needs to pop off in 5, and I need to get off by 6:30. So who else is your absolutely have to keep, Marco?
Okay, that's a fun question. Well, De Ligt, obviously I just said. Chiesa, Vlahovic, when you get Vlahovic.
First, let's get him. Eh?
Did I say Dybala? I said Dybala, right? Locatelli. And then after, a step below, those are the ones that for me I would keep. Step below, I keep McKennie. I keep Bonucci, Chiellini, obviously. I mean I would keep everybody. There's not a problem. There's not anybody.
I would keep everyone. It makes no sense. By the way, 37% won with a 4-2-3-1, followed closely by 3-5-2 with 33%. So, kind of, huh? So, Marco, you're keeping everyone at the end.
No, I mean, if you want me to tell you who I wouldn't keep, I would not keep. I mean, Rabiot, Ramsey. I mean, these are players that, I mean, for me, they're not in my starting 11. Anyone that I mentioned in the starting 11, I think is good enough to stay at Juventus. The rest, if they stay, whatever, it doesn't matter to me. Chesney, yeah, I'm
You're
assuming
not gonna
that
pay,
Chesney's
so
gonna
who
stay.
cares, right?
Yeah,
I would
You're
exactly.
gonna
love
pay the
to get
salary, so-
I would love to get a new keeper. Not right now, obviously, but I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say the most anti-Arsenal thing is that man still has way too much Arsenal in him.
I like Chesney.
Who else would you get though? Like, who's a keeper that's on your mind?
Oh man, we're doing this conversation at the
Yeah,
end of the
right.
night?
Like,
Oh my god.
honestly, at the time, I was not on board, but I really do wish, in hindsight, that we had gotten Donnarumma.
Oh yeah.
I do. And that was the one time that I was like, no, we don't. But as the time continued on, I kept losing more and more confidence in Chesney. And so I just think that for me, I would like to have somebody back there that I know. And yeah, like that's big shoes to fill.
Yeah,
right?
but you have to
Because
be
he was so
realistic.
commanding.
You have to be realistic.
I'm trying to be
I mean,
realistic.
If you ask my wife, she said also I prefer Brad Pitt than Beppe. It makes sense, you know.
How do you know I wouldn't pick Beppe?
Yeah, she said that as well to make me happy, but it's not true.
Let's make that clear.
What about Karnaseki? Karnaseki, he's the one who just got brought up to the national team. We could have him be a backup for now and then develop into the starter.
if we bring
Did you see the face of 5 of us? Nobody knows him.
Okay.
Who's Karnaseki?
I forget what team he plays for, but somebody mentioned it to me last night that he's doing really well with the U20s, I think. Or U21s.
From what team?
I don't remember what team.
Hey, you see?
I didn't prepare for this question.
He saw a call up.
Let's take a player. Who is he? We don't know.
We don't know who he is. He sounds good.
Sounds great. Look him up on the Google.
Exactly. That's what Google's for.
Beppe's got the giggles tonight.
No, but Ryan Saliba, he said, no Donnarumma, I would go for Golini or Carnesecchi. So you're not alone. You're not alone, Cliff.
See,
Ryan's
I'm not
my
crazy.
boy.
Golini doesn't have that.
Oh, Marco.
No, he doesn't.
Marco's right. Golini, he's not built like
No,
that.
he doesn't have it. I like him, but he doesn't have it.
Golini and Kragno are great.
Good.
Cragno is okay.
Cragno. The
Cragno.
Cagliari goalie.
Yeah, Cragno. Yeah.
Okay.
He's good.
Guys, I'm sorry. I have to go.
Ciao,
I have
Marco.
Antonio at the door. He's going to be screaming in a...
Ciao, Marco.
It's all my
Ciao.
guys.
All right, guys. I love you. I'll see you. So
See ya.
much fun. I'll see you soon.
Ciao.
Guys, follow him. Follow him. IFTV with a I.
I'm gonna wait for my IFTV contract to come in the mail now.
Yeah.
Wait, did Pepe just say I have TV with an I? What else would it be with?
With a E.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
For me, it makes sense.
Oh my god.
I'm losing it.
Christine, today she's really, really, really angry at me. I see it in her
Me?
face. Yeah.
No. I'm not angry with you.
It was that boxing match from earlier. I took all the energy out of her.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, I'm just sapped.
Christine, I know that you are leaving in 4 minutes, Christine.
Yes.
We speak a lot about football since last season, and we know each other. Are you excited to see Juve Verona? The next upcoming game? Or because I know that the mood, Milan Juve 0-0, 0 shots on goal. I know sometimes it's a bit boring.
It's not exciting. Sometimes it gets it done. Sometimes you play and there's a draw, and it is what it is. I feel a lot better about that than having taken a loss. We certainly don't need any more of those. I'm just hoping that there's some sort of reinvigoration in the squad. Whatever needs to happen has to happen. I'm not pessimistic. I just am trying to be realistic at this point that we've very much been in a rebuilding season, whether we ever wanted to call it that or not, whether they want to label that formally. But it's been a lot. I feel like the last 2 seasons have been exhausting, just like very high highs and very low lows. But I think we'll win against Verona. I think that it just might not be particularly sexy football.
I go for a hat trick of Vlahovic.
I don't think he'll be ready.
Yeah.
Ready
He's got
what?
COVID right now.
Hey, but that's a good question, Marcella, because there was already the debate. No, ready he will be ready. Come on, he never missed any game in Serie A.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but he literally has been like 4 days positive.
I'm not even believing he has to positive.
Is he really positive for COVID? Fiorentina never made that announcement. They
He's
never
eating
said the player's
cheeseburgers
name.
right now with some French fries and having some fun.
Well, if he plays, I think he gets a brace.
I think that first game against Hellas, even if he's ready for it, I don't think we're going to see fireworks until Atalanta.
Okay.
AC Fiorentina confirmed that Vlahovic has tested positive for COVID-19. He's at home and currently does not have symptoms.
Did
Who
you
said
see
that?
on Gazzetta dello Sport though?
No.
Because if you read the real statement of Fiorentina, it's written two team members.
Then why didn't he play?
Because maybe he didn't want to get injured.
Because he's going to Juventus.
I don't think so. I think he still would have played.
He said already goodbye the game before, and don't forget that, huh?
Yeah, I know
did.
the ambiguous wave that was like, I'm here, which first some people interpreted as like he wanted to make sure that people know he's not going anywhere, and then conversely, after the fact, it was, oh no, he was saying goodbye. So we're now into the pantomiming phase of the guessing game, but I don't know. I don't know that he'd play for Verona. I don't know that they'd toss him in like that, especially if he does actually have COVID. Fingers crossed. That's not.
No, I think we're looking at Atalanta to be completely honest, because we all know how Allegri is too. Allegri is
It'll be
exactly
what,
the type
Verona,
of
and then
coach.
after that is the Coppa Italia.
Oh, you're right. I think we do have Coppa Italia in the middle.
Coppa
Okay,
Italia.
Sassuolo.
so then maybe you see him for Sassuolo.
For that.
I forgot about
I
the
think-
Coppa Italia.
Nah.
Yeah, I think.
Could be.
If he signs, he play immediately for me.
I'm
No.
with Pepe.
But maybe it's not
With the number
fireworks
7.
that
With
day.
the number 7. Bam! And he's doing... "See!"
Maybe second half with the first game, maybe. Now, you know something we don't know. Huh?
Allegri's funny, Beppe. I don't know if you see him start right away.
Yeah, but if he's not starting
This is
him,
true.
it's not funny anymore, guys.
All right, I have to drop, guys. So thank
Me
you
too.
to everybody in the chat that's been following along and putting up with my BS. Thank you, guys. Good to see you. Nice to meet you, Cliff.
Nice to
Hope
meet
to see you
you.
guys soon. So
Thank you,
Bye, guys.
Christine.
Ciao, Chris.
Grazie,
Bye, guys.
Paolo. Ciao.
Ciao, everybody, and
Ciao.
Forza Juve and Forza Rabiot. No,
Forza Rabiot,
Juventus,
always.
God.
No. Okay, let's go for Vlahovic.
Ciao,
Ciao,
Paolo.
ciao.
And then there were three.
And then there were
And
three.
there were three.
There were three.
So
We
now that
can-
we got all those guys out of here, now we could just talk. We could duke it out.
we
What
can.
do you
We,
want to talk about, Pepe? I got all night. I can talk to you all night.
no, all night is
That's
amazing.
better than
The
bed.
problem is it's not
Oh,
even
man.
night. Here it's already midnight 12, but it's okay. It's okay. I wanted also to check some questions and some feelings about the chat. The chat, they said for 71% that they would go for De Ligt, sorry, if they had to choose De Ligt over Dybala. It's a hard one, of course, but the
De Ligt.
chat has voted 71%. Who would you go for? Because you didn't answer, Cliff.
100% Delit, and I love Dybala. People know I love Dybala. I actually was called Dybala once at a Copa America match, which I don't know how I got that. He's a much better looking person than me. And also, thank you, Gianluca. I really appreciate that. No, Pepe and Marcella are the GOATs. I'm not the GOAT at all. But yeah, I would go Delit 100% just because you can't find a lot of world-class center backs with the mind, the mentality, the leadership ability of, what is he, 19, 20 years old? It's incredible what he has. You can't teach any player that. And Dybala, he's kind of becoming a leader on this team, but with Delit, you're like, that's the guy. That's going to be the guy for the next 10, 15 years.
Agree with that one. I agree with that one. I'm super positive. I have a lot of energy. Then, of course, he has to sign. That's another thing because we don't know yet, huh? We don't know.
I got the pen, man. If he wants to sign,
But-
I'll fly it to him. I'll fly to Italy to give him a pen.
Random straight question. Okay, Vlahovic, do you think that we, with all the difficulties and so on, we go with another new entry, or it will stay as it is, maybe with Caio Jorge on loan? Because we know if Morata stays, like some reports were saying right now, if Morata stays because he can't go to Barcelona, then we are too much offensively. That means that probably Ken will be on loan. Or you think that we will still do something?
I think we have a better chance at seeing people from the midfield leave than seeing more strikers leave. I think that Morata, honestly, obviously depending on the Barcelona situation, I think, we're going to see Morata stay for the other 6 months if the situation is what it is. And I think Keane stays. I don't think no rumors about him getting offers right now as it is.
He can't even go, because he already played with 2 teams this season. He played a few games, 1 game at least with Everton, and he played with Juve. And in the same season, you can't play with 3 different teams. So he's obliged to stay.
So Keane's staying.
That's a fact.
And it's a fact. And I think more or less we're looking at the same squad. I think, maybe Ramsey doesn't look like he's going anywhere. Looks like he's holding out for all of Juve's money, no matter how little minutes he plays. And, I think that we're just starting to see Arthur break out a little bit. And I really don't think that we should be giving up on him so fast.
Marcella hit it right on the head. I think Keane stays, obviously, for those reasons you stated. I think Morata, if he doesn't leave, he's a perfect super sub, in my opinion. I think throughout his career, he's always been a player. He's never been the top guy, a starter, but can really come in the later part of a match and really come at tired legs and be really effective. So I think he ends up leaving, and I want him to leave because I just want Vlahovic to be the guy and have Keane to get more of an opportunity because he's younger, and I think he's shown pieces at times to be really prolific. And I think Bentancur and Ramsey, I hope he leaves. Also, if you could put a comment, Pepe, there was a comment saying Batman, Robin, and Batgirl, saying that's who we are. You're Batman, I'm Robin, for obvious reasons, the face. And then Marcella is Batgirl, and I love it. I love it so much. But yeah, that's my take. I think those guys leave. And I think maybe Zakaria, maybe that's the summer, and then maybe Nandez is for now.
you know what's the problem with Morata? I was not expecting a move for Vlahovic now in the winter. Absolutely not. But as it came now, I was convinced that Morata would leave. Because I had nothing against Morata staying until the end of the year. If he stays because he can't go somewhere else, and mentally we can have a problem, guys. Huh? Because Morata is not the mentally strongest player. He needs a bit of trust, a lot of trust. And probably also his performances are lacking a bit because the lack of trust of the supporters that are not kind with him. But hey, it would be really hard having a Morata that knows that at the end he will not be renewed, that he's there because he couldn't go somewhere else, even if he could have gone weeks before to Barcelona, because the door was open back then. Being a second choice would be hard for Morata. I don't know.
I think it's in the best interest of everybody for him to leave. I want him to be successful. I want him, because we always forget these are people too. They're not just players. They're not robots. I want him to be successful. I want him to have good mental health. I want him and his family to have the best. I don't want him to get all the hate that he's getting because he's had some really bright moments in his career. So I think if he goes back home to Spain, I think he can have a very successful ending of his career there. And he could find a home, maybe not at Barca permanently, but maybe somewhere else. So I think it would be the best for everybody else in this situation.
Matthew is asking if there is a way to keep Demiral. There is only one way to have Demiral back, and it's only if Atalanta says we don't want him, because they have the option to buy him this season for a fixed amount already that was not that high neither. So if Atalanta says we keep him, Juventus can't do nothing about it. It's too late. So no, Demiral back to Juve, no, because he's performing also really well at Atalanta. So I don't see him back. But I'm not
Which
angry
is a
at
shame.
I don't
in my
know,
opinion.
Marcella. I don't know. You know
He's a
why?
warrior, though.
If we would have been able to sell Rugani, you wouldn't have kept Demiral.
But the problem was
If some-
not Juve, Marcella. It was himself. He didn't want to stay correctly, because he was choice number 4.
Yeah.
And that's a problem, because he already said it, because he would have had his third season. So the first season, he played 7 games. That's it. He did well for 6 games, because the first one he played in September, and then he waited until December to play 6 consecutive games until the injury in Roma. And he did really well. We were all in love with Demiral. But that should have been his season of learning, practicing.
Yeah.
Then the second season, he's there. He wants to play more, but he's not even always at his top. And he also made a lot of mistakes. And he was not a first or second choice. They played together with Demiral in 2 seasons, because that had to be the center backs of the future. We were all dreaming about it. But they played maybe 5 games together in total in 2 seasons. And Demiral said correctly, I love Juve, I love Ronaldo, but I want to play. I can't be the 4th choice. So what do you do as Juve? You have a player that he doesn't want to stay because he wants to play. And correctly, I'm not mad at him.
Correctly. No,
But I don't think you do the buy
disagree.
option, though. I think you just make it a dry loan. I think that was the problem with Juve, that they added the option to buy for Atalanta. If I'm not mistaken, right? There's an option to buy. And I think that was the wrong thing to do, because he could, I'm not saying he's going to become like Chiellini, but he's like Chiellini because he's very physical. He's going to go in there and he's going to make these brash tackles. We already saw him this season with the headband because he got his head wrapped up. And it just gave me these vibes that he's not the most technical defender, but he's the enforcer to a guy like De Ligt who might have a little bit more technicality to him. So I think it could be a really good situation to have them both in the lineup together at some point in the future. I'd love it.
I was talking with Romeo Agresti back then one year, and he said to me, Giuseppe, watch, are you sure De Ligt and Demiral are complementary? That was his first, point. And when I was watching them the few times they played together, but also separately, that they are 2 aggressive players that loves to go up to attack. And Bonucci and Chiellini are complementary, really complementary. One is playing long, one is going up, the other one is staying, while Demiral and Elite, not yet. But I agree, we could have maybe cashed in more if he had the opportunity to play more. But when a player is telling you, I want to leave, and that's why Rugani, that He's not the best center back in the world, of course. But that's why he's so important, because he's the fourth choice and he's doing quite well. Huh? He's doing quite well as the fourth choice. Yesterday I was laughing a bit with Marcella. She was on the Juve Twitch. And I don't know if you saw the question, but I asked Marcella, give me a team in Europe.
No, I did. And I told Marco, this question is for me. Giuseppe is
and did you answer or not? Did you answer or not?
I said maybe Inter.
Fourth center back that is better than Rugani.
No, I said maybe. I said maybe the only team that comes close is Inter. Because I didn't say flat out Inter.
I don't know today. Like, we have De Ligt, Chiellini, Bonucci. You can speak, of course, about the age of Chiellini. Makes sense. But when you watch him playing, he's doing fantastic. Still, Chiellini. Look at the Euro. Look at the game that he played this season. Can he play a whole season? No. But if you look at a fourth that is just shut up. He's staying on the bench. And when he has to play, he's playing. And well, I have to say that we can't complain with Rugani.
No, we can't. We can't complain.
Beggars can't be choosers in this situation.
Then it's true that it's a problem. If De Ligt, he wants to leave, we have nobody to replace. Because then you can't put Rugani. Rugani will never be the third or the second. He's still the fourth.
Pepe, I have a question for you now. Because you're the host. Usually you ask all the questions. I have a question for you. If De Ligt were to leave, just saying theoretically, who would you bring in? Rudiger, Christensen, or Romagnoli?
What's the choice between who?
Not Rugani. Rudiger, Christensen, both from Chelsea, or Romagnoli?
Definitely. Oh, come on. Romagnoli doesn't even come close.
I agree too. I agree it's Romagnoli.
Rudiger is not bad. The problem with Rudiger is he's taking, again, and we go back to the story of salary, a lot.
High salary.
Too much.
You can't pay him that much. You're gonna get. I think Romagnoli is the best because his stock is very low right now, and we've seen him at his best. He can be very, very good. And
except when he's partnered with Bonucci.
Exactly. If you partner him with a top center back, I think he'll look very good.
I don't know.
I have never been a fan of Romagnoli. I have never been a fan of Romagnoli.
I would throw all my money at Bastoni.
Well, there's no way we're getting Bastoni. Plus, he's more of a winger than a center back. Have you seen him play? He goes up to winger. He doesn't even play center back. He goes up the pitch.
But he can.
I know. He's young. He's young. Yeah, but sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
No.
I interrupted you guys because I can't stand.
No, but if you tell me about these options, only these options, maybe I go for Romagnoli. Why? Because Christensen sometimes is really doing well, sometimes not. The other one is not payable in terms of money. And why should I go for? Because only three. If you tell me other names, of course I love Bastoni. He's really, really great. But out of the three options in terms of salary is better. He will be free, and he's also a left foot defender. But I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
We might not even have to sell De Ligt. We might not even have to sell De Ligt to get him. We could just keep De Ligt, hopefully, and then we could get Romagnoli. And I think that's a pretty solid two center back team.
I don't agree with the comment of Mohammad, and thank you for the donation, buddy, as well. But I don't agree with Juve is the only team that doesn't trust players of 21 years old. Why? Because Vlahovic is 21, and we are paying him 75 million euro. He will be 22 on Friday, but he's still 21. Pogba, he was playing with Allegri at 19. We had a couple of that. The problem is that you don't have that much talent. And Romero is again the same exact story as Demiral, and even worse. Because he said it also with his words in the paper. He said, I don't want to be the sixth. He was the sixth choice behind the Dragujin. Because Dragujin came from the Juve team and Romero came from another team. He came to Juve and he went away. So it's not about not trusting young players. It's just that the players that we have that are young, that they are not ready. I see a lot of names. Sule, now the big trend is Mbake or Douglas Ake. You know that player? Mbake or Douglas Ake? Never heard about it? That's Marle Ake,
No.
the one that played.
Wait,
20.
is Ake from City? Is that who you're talking about?
I'm speaking about Ake, the one of 20 year, the 21 from under 23 player.
Yeah, from our team. Yeah.
He
Ake
played 20
he's very
minutes
good.
in the game and he did fantastic. He also provided a
Yep.
penalty
did.
versus. But that's the new trend of people now. They want Ake to be the starter. I'm saying, wait. Did you watch the games of under 23? He's a great player. I love Marle Ake. But we only saw 20 minutes with the first team when we were winning 3-1 versus Sampdoria in Coppa Italia, and they were even playing with their C team. You know, it's different.
You can't rush.
So.
You can't rush these things. You can't immediately say, 20 minutes for this. This kid's played 20 minutes. He's so good. We got to start him at left wing or right wing. It's not how it works. The only teams that can really do that and put young talents in are like a Bayern, who it's basically a guarantee every single year that they're going to win. They already have such a lead in the league. They can afford to play 16, 17, 18-year-old players. Juve or not, they don't have that luxury right now.
And you have a perfectly oiled team where you insert one player.
Exactly.
And he's protected by the 10 others. We have already problems with our team.
Yeah, you don't want to put a young player in that situation because you're not giving them a good opportunity to grow because they're going to have the same pains the entire team is having. And it's going to be very difficult for them to grow when they're trying to also manage all these other issues within the side.
But it's not about is 21 that is already old or not. Ake is 21, it's true. But I'm speaking about experience of playing. He's 21, yes. Marseille didn't do nothing to keep him. He's a good player. I see him every time with under 23. Is he ready to start being a starter at Juve? No, not yet. Is he ready to maybe play a bit more? Maybe yes. But don't forget, and that's the problem of some people that I think underestimate, we had Chiesa, we had Quadrado, we had Bernardeschi, we had Kulusevski. That you like them or you don't like them, these players, they have a value of 40 million and more, like a Kulusevski that you just bought. If you're not even able to let your player of 21, because he's 21 as well, Kulusevski, play, you're, how do you say, you're doing depreciation with your player. You're taking away some value. You will not play, you will prefer Ake, and you lose a lot of money with your Kulusevski if you want to resell him. So you had to try and to insist on Kulusevski. If it's not working, it's not working. But at least you tried. Am I wrong, Marcella? I see that you're not sure about what I'm saying. Eh?
No. If anything, I completely agree with you because I've had this conversation with many people. I don't think that it's that we don't value our U23 players. I just don't think that any of them have sparked our attention the way a starter should, the way Pogba did, the way Chiesa did. So, and even to that point, I think we probably made too big of a deal about Ken in the beginning. How old was he when he got his first start in Champions League? He was
17? 17 or 18?
17.
Yeah, he was so young.
I think, if anything, we made him seem bigger than maybe he was ready to be. And, we probably, took away 2-3 years from him that he could have still been developing. And now we wouldn't be having this conversation about, is he worth it to keep him? He's gone so many different places. He has ups and downs. And it's like, you didn't let the player develop the way he should have. You brought him up too early.
He's also, what is he? Is he 22 right now?
De Ligt?
No. Keane.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's this
He's a 2000, so in February he will be 22.
Oh, okay. So,
Which is incredible. He still has his whole entire.
But look at the people. They are killing Moiskin because it's not good. Kulusevski is not good. Hey, McKennie in the beginning of the season, it was a disaster. Sell him. Mm-hmm. He's also young. Give these youngsters the time to grow before going. And now we want Mattia Soulé, we want Marelake, we want Miretti, we want Fagioli, we want Rovella. Fagioli, if he has received the prize of best midfielder of Serie B, it's because he's playing with continuity. Mm-hmm. If you didn't give him the chance, he would have been on the bench at Juve playing 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here. And
you could have said the same for I don't really know if I'm going to pronounce his name right, but Madragoria.
Mandragora.
Mandragola, exactly. We brought him up very, very, very early, and we were like, not great. You didn't let him play. And then then I think at one point he went to Crotone, and he was playing very, very well for the exact reason that you said. He was playing with continuity. So
and now he's actually. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say now I think he's on Udinese if I'm not mistaken, and he's become a solid player. He's a solid player, and obviously a lot of people are like, oh, that's not Juventus quality, but what is Juventus quality right now? You have Rabiot, you have Ramsey, you have these players. So who says that a Mandragora could not be in this team? So
I agree with Soleil, who said also Romero did a horrible season before going to Atalanta. That's totally correct. I agree with Soleil. Because I know the season of Romero when he was playing there. For the rest, there was a question about Rafu, I believe, if I'm not wrong, who was asking what about Zakaria? But Zakaria, they want some money now. He has different options. He can go to Bayern Munich. He's playing in the same league. Who said that Juventus doesn't want to go for Zakaria? But then Zakaria, he will be a free transfer in the summer. He can go wherever he wants. And he has some offers. I believe Dortmund, Bayern Munich, Juventus is on the player. Atletico Madrid, I'm not sure. But there are a few players also in Premier League. So, it's not that every player that is available that Juventus go for. So, I'm sorry, Alan. Who are we selling? At the moment, nobody. At the moment, nobody. Not even Morata. He's staying. Just a recap about who we are selling. At the moment, nobody. Maybe Kulusevski on loan, but we don't know. And then we had Mohamed, who said my point is 21 years old, grows better at other teams. Why? But I think that Cliff explained it as well, and Marcella as well. It's because other teams at the moment, they are really oiled, and you insert a young player. And don't forget, and something's really important as well, Real Madrid, Barcelona with La Cantera, they have already these systems of youth players since 20 years, 30 years. And they are taking their players because they are all playing with the same way that the first team is playing. They recruit, they take them, they are ready to play. And they are not taking any risk because they are ready to play players. They have the best academies. Juventus started only 4 years ago, 4 years and a half ago. Not even 5 years to really say now we have to invest. So you need time. And now we already see the success of it, because if we are speaking about Rovella, Ranocchia, Miretti, Fagioli, Sule, Ake, because they are great. Look at Felix Correa. And then I will stop my monologue. But last year, everyone was saying, play Felix Correa. Play Felix Correa. He went on loan to Parma in second division. He's never playing. He's never playing. Second division. But for us, because we saw him 4 minutes on the left, he had to be a starter. That's why.
And the same
Mohamed.
with Frabotta last year with Pirlo.
Frabotta the same.
The same. This is the comment I wanted you to bring up.
Thank you, Marco. Go
Marco,
read it. Read it,
100%.
Marcella. Read the comment.
I think Ken should play on the wing like he did in PSG. He can't be the lone striker. With Vlahovic, he can be being our 9. Keane can play better. I 100% completely agree. I've been saying this. This is why I think that the 4-2-3-1 is the best option for us. But at least to incorporate Ken, I think this is the best option for us.
I agree.
I think
because I want to revive the kid.
Yeah,
I really do.
It. What do you have to lose at this point?
Exactly. What do you have to lose but try it?
Yeah,
who knows?
And we know Allegri loves Ken. He really does. I think he just has a problem putting him as the 9. But I think with Vlahovic coming, then Keane can move out wide.
Look at the difference.
Integrate him more.
Look at the difference. I think it's an important one. When Ken was playing at Juve in the beginning, coming from the youth, it was Allegri. And Allegri was playing him. And he was not even 21. He was far from 21. He was playing. Then we loaned him out to Verona. He did the mid-season. Was okay. Not fantastic, but okay. He came back, continued to play also in the year of Ronaldo. Then we had, for financial reasons, we had to sell him. And we made a lot of profit, and it's okay like that. He played bad at Everton, he played really well at Paris Saint-Germain. Now he's a bit lost because he's playing in a position that is not him. But, you know, I don't agree when we are saying, no, Allegri is not playing young players. He was playing with Keane. Now Keane is lost. He's not performing well. So maybe with the Vlahovic, like Marco is saying, we can change. And then I don't agree with Riccardo. I don't believe it's Max's fault, because I made a video about Kulusevski analyzing his 2 seasons, one with Pirlo, one with Allegri so far. And it's the kind of player that we still don't know what his position. It's like Bernardeschi. Remember Bernardeschi totally lost? Because with Sarri was playing 150 positions, with Pirlo was playing 150 positions. Today he's not a phenomenon, it's not the GOAT, he will never be, but at least he has some structure, he knows what to do, and he's doing okay performances, sometimes good, sometimes okay. And Kulusevski, the problem is that he received his chances, sometimes also he played in different positions, also with Pirlo already. But you need to have here, you see the guy, he's looking at the ground. Kulusevski is looking lost and totally depressed. And that's a pity.
I agree.
Dino is telling us, Juventus received from Cagliari the okay for the loan of Nandes. But it's only if we are able to sell a midfielder. One goes out, one goes in. But that's what we said in the beginning of the live. Huh? But Cagliari is okay with Nandes, so we just have to sell one midfielder.
Just one.
Just one.
Why
Dybala
don't you
staying. Monblano is saying Dybala staying at 66%. Is that a lot? 66% or not?
It's higher than 50%. It's higher than 50%.
So.
So I take it though. I take that in a heartbeat. I tweeted this, and people were trolling me about this, but I said I 100% think Dybala is staying. I think with Vlahovic now here, he thinks that Juventus is committed to the project, and I think he has now the desire to want to stay even more, because now he has a true number 9 to be with him.
There is Juventus on Mazraoui, a fullback from 97. There is a possibility. Mazraoui from Ajax is a good player, fullback.
Oh yeah. I only know him from FIFA, but I bet he's pretty good.
And then a last one, and then we close the live, guys. I remember, I think that Tuttosport was listening to the live today, because the front page of tomorrow will be Vlahovic, the new Cristiano Ronaldo. Why? Because he will probably have the number 7 if Morata is not leaving. And remember, we said that a bit earlier. Vlahovic with the 7 doing the.
I have a question, Beppe. How much money would you, I don't know if you're a betting man, but how much money in you and Marcella would you put on him doing the sui on the first goal that he scores?
None.
What? Repeat the question, Cliff.
Would you put money on Vlahovic doing the sui when he scores his first goal for Juventus?
No. That would be a big disrespect towards, I believe, one of his idols.
I don't know, because I know a lot of kids who that's like their dream of doing this sui and like scoring and stuff. So I don't know.
But he did it when he was at Partizan Belgrade, because one of his idols are Ronaldo. He did it when he was young, and he never did it at Fiorentina. But if he goes to Juve and he's doing that celebration with the number 7, it's like I'm better. I'm the better Ronaldo. I'm the new Ronaldo. I'm here.
Your new Ronaldo.
I'm here to replace him, and you can't imagine how much, because you started to stream after the Ronaldo fanboys left. But if the fanboys of Ronaldo, they see that, his career will be out. He will be hated.
Yeah, one of my best friends is a Ronaldo fanboy, so he probably would not like that at all.
No, because they will look when Allegri said, Agnelli said, we will buy the new Ronaldo, but when he will be 25 in the future. And now I posted that a lot of people didn't understand that it's not the same Ronaldo. It's not the one who will be better than Ronaldo. It's just the idea of having a phenomenon, but not when he's old, but young, that can becoming even better. And you had already some fanboys already not understanding it because no, you don't touch Ronaldo. But it will be a disrespect, I believe.
I agree.
Sounds good. Just curious. I want to throw that out there.
You would do it?
I would not do it because I'm actually a Messi guy over Ronaldo. So,
but don't say this kind of thing.
I'm gonna get killed. People are gonna send me death threats on Twitter because of saying that Messi's better than Ronaldo.
No, because but look, it's total different players.
Yeah, very different positions throughout their careers. Like Ronaldo, I think is a pure most of his career was a number 9, and Messi was more of a winger and like creative playmaker. But I just prefer his play style because when I was younger, that's how I played. I wasn't tall and physical like Ronaldo. I was trying to play like Messi.
Kat and I speaking also about Nandes. We were speaking about that the same thing. We are too much on the right, and up front we are not enough on the left. So we have a kind of balance problems. Guys, you want to say goodbye to the chat, to Sisman, to Roberto, to everyone? Who do we start with? Cliff, so that we can end with Marcella.
Well, first of all, thank you, Beppe, for having me on. This has been so amazing meeting all of you. Marcella, you've been wonderful to get to meet you, and Christine, and obviously Marco and Paolo. So that was phenomenal. Can I plug my channel? Is that okay?
Of course.
Beppe? So my team is the All Juve Cast team. I have my own show, Stoppage Time with All Juve Cast. We run Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys could tune in, that would be amazing. Hopefully we'll have Beppe and Marcella on the show at some point. But thank you so much again. This has been a great honor to be on the show.
There is in the description, there is the link to all of the people except of Marco. But Christine, Marcella, Cliff, you have below the link to their Twitter page. And if you go on the Twitter page of Cliff, you can see his Twitch where he's doing Stoppage Time. That is really nice. All Juvecast and his team, so you can find it. And also Marcella's link is already there. So you click and you are redirected to the people that you want to. Don't forget to follow them. Thank you, Marcella, for being here. Again, 2 hours. We said you can go whenever you want. You stayed until the end. Thank you, Marcella.
Oh, of course. I love it here. You guys are my favorites. So I'm on for however long you want me, Beppe. But thank you guys in the chat. You guys came up with some great formations, some great questions, great points. We always appreciate you guys. And thank you, Cliff. It was wonderful meeting you. Look forward to that invitation on the All Juve Cast. And the biggest thank you, of course, always to Beppe for having me on. And, we hope that we close out the Mercato with Vlahovic. And we have a great end to the season.
Maximum of likes on the show.
Maximum of likes, always. We are at 263. Don't forget, before closing the door of YouTube and going to do whatever you have to do, put a maximum of like. I don't know if we are able to reach the 300 before closing time. That would be really beautiful. But you are amazing, and hopefully we don't have to delete that video because Vlahovic never came to Juve. You never know. Thank you. Ciao to everyone. Ciao.
Ciao, guys.
Ciao.